And then the nightcap on that, it was Johns Creek defeating Phelps. So we're just about ready for the opening tip-off of tonight's second game. Again, you are watching the boys All-A Classic 15th Regional Tournament from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. And Dr. Don, we've got a packed house in here tonight.
Oh, Bill, I'm telling you, this is hot stuff, isn't it? You talk about great basketball. Wasn't it a thrilling game there with McDowell and the Elkhorn City Cougars?
It was dandy.
The Cougars coming out and pulling it, but what a game all the way through.
I kept telling everybody that that 58th district down there had some fine teams in it. McDowell, Wheel Out, of course, you got Prestonburg and that coming team. Of course, the Betsy Lane Bobcats, they lost 5 starters last year, but make no mistake about it, Coach Junior Newsom's been at this thing a while. He'll have those boys coming around by crunch time, by tournament time, March Madness as they call it. All right.
And Bill, we want to remind the listeners and the viewers of TV5 Sports and all of the basketball games that coming up on Saturday night, we have this one live on Channel 5. It's a 1992 Betsy Lane Bobcats homecoming game. Homecoming, tip-off at 8 o'clock. You can catch it live on 5. The Betsy Lane Bobcats, Coach Junior Newsom's team will be hosting those Mullins High School Tigers from just up Highway 23 right there across the Pike Floyd County line. So you got Betsy Lane and Mullins real close there together. Good arch rivals, and that's going to be a good game down there. And we hope a lot of people will tune out and, tune in and go down there and watch the Betsy Lane Bobcats homecoming game.
Sure would, and that ought to be a good. And again, we'd like to give a special thanks to all our fine sponsors for helping us bring these games to them, Don, on TV5 Sports and WPRG. Again, a special thanks to all those fine sponsors involved. All right, we're going to take just a real short, quick break right now, and we'll bring back the opening tip-off between the Pikeville Panthers and the Johns Creek Bearcats to see who goes on to play Elkhorn City tomorrow night in the championship game. And we'll be right here tomorrow night for the championship game of the boys All-A Classic 15th Regional Tournament. We'll be up here high in the stands, and of course, Dr. Don will have his cameras up here, and we'd like to invite you to tune in. We'll be right here, and please join us. Again, we're going to take just a short, quick break. This is TV5 Sports and WPRG.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's second semifinal game of the 1992 15th Region All-A Classic. Let's meet the starting lineups for the team to be shown as the guest on the scoreboard, the Johns Creek Bearcats. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Doug Blackburn. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 12, Jason A. Taylor. At center, a 6'3" junior, number 20, Chad Lyons. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 44, Simon Ratliff. And at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 32, Chris Gannon. The head coach of the Johns Creek Bearcats, Eugene Lyons. Now, let's meet the home team, Pikeville Panthers. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 32, Kevin Lockhart. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 33, Matt Atkins. At center, a 6'3" junior, number 34, J.P. Blair. At forward, a 6' junior, number 24, Tyrone Mullins. And a forward, a 6'4" senior, number 20, Murray Garvin. The head coach of the Pikeville Panthers, Howard Wallen.
Okay, there you have it, the starting lineups for both teams tonight. The second semifinal game here from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Bill Bevins, and joining with me tonight for the play-by-play and color commentary is my old buddy Ivor Brandon. And Ivor, it's hot up here.
Sure is, Billy. I'll tell you what. But it's been hot all over tonight. We've seen some hot basketball out there tonight, especially that McDowell Elkhorn City game was just a barn burner. But you know what? These two teams have played barn burners already this year.
Sure have. Both of them won one apiece. They played two, and we're The opening tip-off. Here's Matt Aggins for Pikeville over to Kevin Lockhart. Gives it to J.P. Blair on the left baseline. He's guarded in there by the Bearcats closely. Tyrone Mullins. Now they give it to Kevin Lockhart right baseline. Out to Matt Aggins. He had the shot, didn't want it. In to J.P. Blair. He loses it. Knocked out of bounds, but they say last touch by Jason Taylor. It'll go back over to the Panthers. We're just underway, and this place is packed. We're coming to you on TV5 and WPRG from the TW Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. Here's Pikeville with it way out front to Murray Garvin. Tries a three, pulls the trigger, no good. Short. Fight for the rebound, and it's claimed in there by number 20. That's Chad Lyons. Out to Simon Ratliff. Man, he can light it up from threes, Ira. Ratliff, left baseline, guarded closely in there by Garvin. He gives it back there to playmaker Blackburn. Back to Simon Ratliff. Simon Ratliff, look around, find somebody back to Lyons. Now they give it over to Gannon. Over to Blackburn, gives it into Lyons. Lyons, little turnaround jumper, one to go, gets his own rebound, puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Ratliff's got it for Johns Creek. Here's 32, that's Chris Gannon. He gets it way back out there to Blackburn. Blackburn, top of the key. Now he finds Taylor. Taylor almost stripped away from him. Out to Chris Gannon. And Ira, you remember Chris Gannon, I believe, played quarterback for his team this year.
I believe you're exactly correct, Billy, but he doesn't seem like he has any football jitters.
All right, let's see. We've got a whistle and a foul on it to go. I believe it'll go against 33. Matt Aggins, I think. Let's check it and see. I believe they got Aggins with it, didn't they, Ira?
You're right, Billy. That's his first.
Okay.
Team first.
Taylor. Jason Taylor. Up to Simon Ratliff for a long three. Right her down.
Daggone Billy, can he hit him?
He hit, what was it, 8 or 9 in the game down here in the PIT?
Yeah, 9 against Sheldon Clark.
3-0. Johns Creek draws first blood. Johns Creek the guest on the scoreboard, and here's a long shot by Pikeville, won't go. Rebounded by the little man, Blackburn. Blackburn runs it across the timeline. He looks inside, can't find anybody, gives it out there to Simon Ratliff with it now. Ratliff back to Blackburn, top of the key. He's a playmaker out there. Out to Gannon. Gannon looks around. He's guarded in there by Tyrone Mullins of the Panthers. Now they find Jason Taylor. Lyons, he's the postman in there. Back to Blackburn. Pretty little give and go. Shot block, puts his own shot up, no good. And here comes Lockhart with it for the Panthers. Kevin Lockhart, he's open for the three. He doesn't want it. Finds Tyrone Mullins. Mullins stops, pops from 10, right her down. 3-2 our score. 5:50 left to go in the first quarter of play. And Ira, this Mullins, he shoots that high arching shot.
Yes, he does, Billy.
I'll tell you what, it's pretty when it goes through, man.
Yeah.
It brings rain.
He may not look like he has finesse, but his shot sure does.
There's Gannon with it. Left baseline. Out there to Taylor. Taylor looks around. Back to Lyons. Lyons, top of the key. Taylor tries the three. A little bit short. And up high to claim the rebound is Garvin. Garvin back out to Tyrone Mullins for the Panthers. He's on the run. All out of bounds, but it'll go back over to the Panthers. And Ira, what about the pace in this game so far?
You know, we got 5 minutes, 19 seconds remaining here in the first period of action. Hasn't been a turnover yet in this game, Billy.
It'll be Pikeville's ball. Here's J.P. Blair. Out to Aggins, top of the key. He gives out to Kevin Lockhart. Here's Tyrone Mullins. If he gets open, he can hit that three. Here's Lockhart. Makes a nice pass in there to Murray Garvin. 6 foot. Bank shot good. Right down 2 for Garvin as Pikeville pulls out 4-3. And looks like Pikeville's coming out in a little bit of 2-2-1 full court pressure defense of their own right now. Here's Taylor, top of the key. In there to Blackburn. Blackburn holds up those fingers and calls the play. Over to Chris Gannon. Makes a drive, but dishes back out to Ratliff for three. No good this time. And up high is Murray Garvin. A little bit of contact there. No call. Out to Garvin. Lockhart. Lockhart, right baseline. He's open for that three. He just doesn't want it. Now, I thought he was going to take it.
He thought about it.
They give it in there out of the basket to Garvin. Garvin shot up, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Gets it, puts it up. No good, a little bit hard. Tapped up and in by Garvin. And Garvin just stayed right with it that time, Ira.
Sure did, Billy. He takes those tough shots, but he makes them too.
He's got some height, and he gets up and goes. He claims the offensive board's in there for him. No doubt about that. Here's Chris Gannon with it. Gannon in there to Taylor. Taylor. Chad Lyons puts it up and good underneath the basket. 6-5 our score with 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter.
Chad Lyons, son of Coach Eugene Lyons of these Johns Creek Bearcats.
He's got some athletical talent.
You know, his dad sure had enough athletic talent for him to inherit.
You better believe it. Played over Johns Creek, went on to play at Moorhead.
To become a big-time star down there.
Lockhart makes a nice drive inside the paint. Puts a little 6-foot jumper up, one go, rebounded by Taylor. Taylor over to Chad Lyons. He's open for the three. Watch out. Good. If he gets his feet set, Ira, and gets those feet set, hey, you can count on it, buddy. He can hit them.
That's 2 3-pointers for Ratliff in this game.
And that puts Johns Creek out by 2, 8-6. Let's see, we've got a whistle. Let's see what we've got. I believe we've got a pushing foul on Jason A. Taylor. And Ira, we've got 2 Jason Taylors on this team. We've got Jason A. Taylor, number 12, and number 14, Jason K. Taylor. 3:27 left to go. First period of play. 8-6 your score with Johns Creek out on top right now. Here's Mullins, right wing. He was cut off in there. And Lockhart loses it. And Gannon comes up with it. Here's Taylor. Taylor, other end, layup, good. 10-8, 10-6. Score, excuse me. Tyrone Mullins with it. He'll run it across the timeline for the Panthers. He's cut off in there by Blackburn. Now they give it over to Lockhart, over to Matt Aggins. He's open. Shoots the long jumper, wouldn't go. And Chad Lyons comes down with it for the Bearcats. Out to the playmaker. That's number 5, Doug Blackburn, now handling the ball and calling the play for these Bearcats. Out to Ratliff. Ratliff, left baseline. He's cut off in there by Garvin. That's a good key matchup, Ira. Long shot by Gannon. 15-foot jumper wouldn't go, but rebound. Let's see now. Pikeville comes out there with it. Here's Kevin Lockhart. Stripped away, but it'll belong to the Panthers. And looks like Pikeville's wanting to run with them right now a little bit, Ira. They want to get it up and down the court.
Yes, they are, Billy. Both these teams pushing the ball up and down the court very quickly.
There's J.P. Blair out to Garvin. Garvin puts that little fake on him. 4-foot jumper inside the paint. Won't go. And claimed by Blackman of the Bearcats. Gets it out there to Simon Ratliff. Simon Ratliff on the right baseline. Now he works top of the key. Back over to Gannon. Gannon looks around for somebody to get it to. Can't find anybody. Now back to Blackman. Blackman looking around. Dribbles over on that right baseline. Out to Ratliff. Ratliff on the right wing. He gets it in there to Chris Gannon. Might have been a foul there. No call. And Gannon just lays it up and in.
First 2 points in this game for Chris Gannon.
As Johns Creek has doubled the score right here in the early going. 12-6 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. Here's J.P. Blair. And J.P. Blair can't come down and did the game with me last night, Ira. And J.P. Blair never did really get into the flow of the game. And there on the other end's a wide open layup by Taylor. And Coach Howard walling it. He's got to settle his team down a little bit.
14-6 favor Johns Creek. 1:43 remaining in the first period of action.
There's J.P. Blair with it. Right baseline. He's guarded in there by Gannon. Out to Matt Aggins. Now here's Tyrone Mullins for a long 3.
Daggone, he brings the rain, doesn't he?
Sure does. He's got that high arching shot, but he can shoot it. He just missed that one. Here's Gannon. Gannon inside the paint. No good. And claimed by J.P. Blair. And J.P. Blair needs to get more into the offensive flow of the game, don't you think, Ira?
Yes, he does, Billy.
And there's a block by Simon Ratliff as Murray Garvin went up high. Watch out. Here comes Johns Creek. Nice pass by Taylor. Gives it out to Ratliff. Watch out. Ride her down.
3 3-pointers in this game for Simon Ratliff.
17-6.
I've never seen anything to beat it in my lifetime.
And Coach Howard walling it, yelling out something to the official. Okay, we've got timeout on the court with a score 17-6 where Johns Creek's red hot. We're going to pause for these commercial messages and bring it right back to you. This is TV5 Sports. Okay, we're coming back to you from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. And Ira, you and I were talking in the pregame a little bit. What about the shooting of Johns Creek and Simon Ratliff?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's no doubt about the fact that the Simon Ratliff is the big story in this game so far, Billy. He's got 3 3-pointers. He hasn't missed a one yet. When you take a look at the statistics, unbelievably, Johns Creek a shorter team than Pikeville. However, Johns Creek has 10 rebounds to Pikeville 7. Pikeville forcing a lot of shots underneath. They're getting the high percentage shot, but they're forcing it under pressure.
And those are just not falling, and right now they need them to fall as Simon Ratliff and his Bearcats are red hot. Here's now Keith Lockhart in there, number 11 for the Pikeville Panthers. Blair on the left baseline, cut off in there by Gannon. Back to Keith Lockhart. Gives it out to Blair. Blair back to Lockhart. Lockhart. Pikeville looking inside right now. Now they find Garvin, the money man, in there, and he's fouled by Simon Ratliff. I believe they'll get number 44. I believe that's his first, isn't it, Ira? I think they got Simon Ratliff with it.
Simon Ratliff, that'll be his first, team second.
Of course, the winner to advance on to tomorrow night's championship game of the boys 1992 All-Way Classic.
And if Pikeville wins, it'll be a repeat of the Pikeville Invitational Tournament.
Sure would. It'd be Pikeville taking on Elkhorn.
5 points in this game so far for Murray Garvin, leading scorer for Pikeville.
Last night when Pikeville got in a little bit of trouble, Ira, didn't mean to interrupt you, Ira, but last night when Pikeville got in a little bit of trouble, they went to the money man, as Kent called him, Murray Garvin, who posted up down inside the paint and just took the ball to him. And I think that's what Pikeville got to do, don't you?
Yes, I do, Billy.
All right, here's number 32, Chris Gannon. We're in agreement anyway. All right. Here's Simon Ratliff. Out there to Gannon. Gannon out to Blackburn. Blackburn top of the key, looking around back to Chris Gannon. Gannon looking for somebody to get it into. Jason Taylor broke across the lane, just didn't see him. Now here's Chad Lyons with a long shot, wouldn't go. Rebounded by Keith Lockhart for the Panthers. 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Here's Keith Lockhart. Dribbles down the lane. Let's see. We've got a whistle and a foul. Let's see who they'll get it on. We got it on number 12. That's
Jason Taylor.
Jason
That'll
Taylor.
be his second foul in this game.
And I don't think they can afford to get Jason Taylor in foul trouble, Ira. He's the playmaker in there.
He is a key component to this squad.
And here's
no
Murray
doubt
Garvin.
about it.
He pulls the trigger from 3 and bullseye. 17-11. Our score at the end of one period of play. This is TV5 Sports from WPRG. I'm Bill Bevins along with Ivor Branham. We're going to pause for these fine commercial messages, and we'll bring it right back to you.
Okay.
Okay, we're back for the second period of play with our score 17-11 in favor of the Johns Creek Bearcats, Ivor.
Perhaps we should say welcome back to the Simon Ratliff Show, where he has hit 3 3-pointers in this game, not missed a one from the distance.
I told you now in the pregame he could flat light it up if he gets those feet set.
I believe you now.
You know, a little bit of like, you know, the way you and I used to.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Here's Lyons back out there to Taylor. He's
What do you mean used to?
Well, we still can, yeah. We're just not down there on the court with the officials. Here's Chad Lyons out to Blackburn. Blackburn back to Simon Ratliff, and J.P. Blair's coming out higher on him, if you notice, into Lyons.
Ooh,
and up high
tremendous
for the
block
block.
by Murray Garvin.
He went up high, didn't he? Here's Pikeville with a run out. Here's Tyrone Mullins, puts that little left-handed layup in. Good, as Pikeville's coming back. 17-13, 7:21 left to go in the first half of play. Here's Jason Taylor with it. Over to Blackburn. Blackburn, top of the key, gives it to Simon Ratliff. Simon Ratliff on the right baseline. He's guarded closely in there now by J.P. Blair. And here's a long three-pointer and a foul on Todd Smith. As number 32, Chris Gannon connected on the three-pointer, and he'll go to the charity strike for a rare attempt at a 4-point play.
Billy, that was, you know, when something like that happens, that's just unbelievable, because a team could pick up 4 quick points here, and Johns Creek can just knock the eyes out of those threes, can't they?
You better believe it. And here's number 30. That's Sean Thacker checking in now.
Now, who was it got the foul that time?
That was on 23, Todd Smith. That'll be
Todd
Chris
Smith's
Gannon.
first foul in this game.
Gannon eyes the basket, puts that free throw up good.
Pushes that margin to 8, 21-13, favor of Johns Creek. 7:02 remaining in the second period of action.
Here's Todd Smith out to Keith Lockhart, left baseline. Tried to get it in there to Murray Garvin, and as you were saying a while ago, Ivor just tried to force that one a little bit too much in there.
You know, that's the 3rd turnover committed by Pikeville versus 0 turnovers for Johns Creek in this game.
Johns Creek doing very good at handling the ball. Excellent, we may say. Here's number 10 in there now. That's Scotty Bevins in there now. Let's see what Scotty Bevins, I wonder if he's any kin to me. He's got a good last name anyway. Here's Chad Lyons, puts that shot up, no good. Garvin up high. Gives in there to Keith Lockhart. Garvin stops, pops from 15. No good, in and out on him. And claimed by the Bearcats. Here comes Jason Taylor on the run. Left baseline cut off quickly by Keith Lockhart of Pikeville. Out there to number 10, Scotty Bevins. And now losing it is Sean Thacker.
First turnover to be committed in this game. Billy, we've seen 10 minutes of action so far, and first turnover to be committed by Johns Creek.
Man, that's excellent ball handling. That's taking control. That's taking care of the ball. Here's Matt Aggins. Aggins, he'll run it across the timeline now for his Panthers. Out there to Smith. Smith right baseline back to Aggins. Aggins calls the play. As Pikeville definitely needs to score right here, and we got, I believe that's a new player in there for Pikeville. I believe that's Stephen Kreitzer. Here's Aggins from 15, right her down. 5:44 left to go in the first half of play. 21-15 or score with the Bearcats out on top right now. Here's Jason Taylor. Taylor, top of the key, in there to Sean Thacker. Thacker looks around, finds Chris Gannon. He almost walked, but he did a good job keeping control of the ball. Out to Scotty Bevins. Scott Bevins. Back to Gannon. Gannon looking around for somebody to give it to. Now he finds Scotty Bevins in there. Bevins dribbles around top of the key. In there to Sean Thacker. Johns Creek's got a couple of substitutions in there right now. And Sean Thacker put the ball up. Blocked, but they say Murray Garvin got him with the body.
That'll be the first foul on Murray Garvin.
As Johns Creek showing excellent patience that time right now. Iron just worked it inside for the good shot inside that time.
Playing a very patient offense. They've come down, they've taken their time, they set up the ball, played with a lot of poise. And doing a good job at the foul line as well tonight.
Sure, Sean Thacker connected on the first, and he'll be in there for one more. Second one up, good again. 23-15 score. Here's Todd Smith. Smith, right baseline, gives in there to Garvin. Garvin stops inside the lane, puts the shot up, won't go, but he'll whistle on a foul. I believe we'll get Chris Gannon with it, number 32. We'll have to check that and see. Yeah, they got Chris Gannon.
First personal on Chris Gannon. Fifth team foul.
Of course, winner.
Fourth team foul, sorry.
Winner to go on to play Elkhorn City in tomorrow night's championship game of this 15th Regional All-A Classic. As Murray Garvin just can't connect at the line. He'll be in there for one more. Garvin, free throw up, good this time. 23-16, 5 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Here's Chris Gannon. Gannon. And he loses it to Tyrone Mullins, who just lays it up and in for the Panthers. And we've got another player in there for Johns Creek right now. Substitution, that's number 22, Dale Riggs, now into the Johns Creek Bearcat lineup. Here's Gannon. He was open. Makes a nice spin move inside the lane. Rebounded by number 23, Todd Smith of Pikeville. Out to Aggins. Aggins from 10, right her down. As Pikeville's pulled it to within 3, 23-20. Here's Jason Taylor. Taylor looking over to Coach Eugene Lyons. Calls his play. As Johns Creek wants to talk about it. 23-20 with 4:14 left to go in the first half of play. We've got a dandy on our hands. We're going to pause for these fine commercial messages. This is TV5 Sports and WPRG. 4:14 left to go in the first half of play. Bill Bevins along with Ivor Bannerman. We've got Dr. Don. We're high in the stands tonight, bringing you the second semifinal game of the boys All-A Classic from TW Auburn Memorial Gymnasium. Where if you're just tuning in to us late earlier tonight, it was Elkhorn City defeating the McDowell Daredevils by a score of 68-62, and Adam and PD Gearhart were here for the play-by-play and color commentary on that. A fine job done. Here's Simon Ratliff in there too, number 22, Riggs. Riggs. I believe they got him. No, 3 seconds. 3-second violation. I believe they got Taylor for in the lane too long, Ira.
Billy, Johns Creek has really been slumping here in the first 4 minutes of this second period of action. They've committed all 3 turnovers in this period of action and have let a 8-point lead slip down to 3 points.
Okay, here's Taylor with it. His pipe couldn't connect. Out there to Simon Ratliff. He thought about the 3 for a minute. Shot up. No good by the Bearcats. That was Sean Thacker taking the shot. Wouldn't go for him. Here's Keith Lockhart.
Johns Creek can't buy a shot right now.
After Garvin, Matt Atkins makes a nice pass inside, but stripped away. And here comes Keith Lockhart with it now for the Pikeville Panthers. Excuse me, that's Kevin Lockhart. Kevin and Keith Lockhart, the Lockhart twins. Matt Atkins, as he tried to force that one into Garvin, Ira. Just tried to force it in there a little bit too much.
Both teams now having committed 4 turnovers.
Here's Scotty Bevins for a long 3. A little bit short and rebounded by Murray Garvin. Garvin on the run out to Kevin Lockhart. Kevin Lockhart left baseline. Out to Matt Atkins. He's open for the 3. Here's Garvin. He'll pop it from 3. No good. And let's see. Kevin Lockhart comes out there with it. Out to Garvin. Now they give it in there to Smith. Shot up and they say block. A clean block as the crowd wanted a foul on that one. 23-20 our score. 2:43 left to go in the first half of play. Biggs out there to Simon Ratliff, who's been quiet, but since he connected on those 3 threes, Ira, they've gotten all over him. He's not been able to get his feet set out there. Number 30, Sean Thacker. Gives it in there to Taylor.
Jason Taylor.
Knocked out of bounds by Pikeville. Ball will go back out of bounds to Johns Creek Bearcats. Taylor gets it in there to Scotty Bevins. Scotty Bevins finds Simon Ratliff. He's way out high on top of the key. Back to Bevins. Bevins looks around. Now he finds the playmaker, Taylor. Taylor in there to number 30 is Sean Thacker. And here's Taylor for a long 3. Won't go. Claimed by Murray Garvin as he went up high to claim that one. And Garvin brings it down. Out there to Lockhart. Here's Matt Atkins. He's open from 15. No good this time. Up high is Murray Garvin. He went up high and we've got a whistle and a foul. Foul will go against Sean Thacker. I guess Garvin at 6'4", Ira, but right then he looked like a 6'8", 6'9" going up after.
Billy Garvin is completely dominating the inside game for Pikeville. Pikeville now has 14 rebounds, and I would venture to say that Murray Garvin has pulled down at least 90% of those.
He went up high for that, man, I'll tell you. He can play inside or outside. He brings the ball down court a lot.
Sure has, and he stays out there at the perimeter, like you say, looking for that 3 when he gets the chance.
Handles the ball good for a big man. And we've got a couple of substitutions in for the Panthers. That's J.P. Blair, number 34, and number 24, Tyrone Mullins, replacing Matt Atkins and Stephen Cratchler. Garvin will be at the free throw line. Eyes that basket, puts that shot up, goes out of there, won't go, and claimed by Thacker. Out there to Doug Blackburn. Doug Blackburn now handling the ball for the Johns Creek Bearcats. He's guarded closely by Tyrone Mullins. Gives it out there to Scott Bevins. Bevins back to Blackburn as Pikeville's coming out all the way after him. And we've got let's see.
If that's on Garvin, Billy, that's going to be number 2.
That's Garvin's second. He didn't like it.
4th team foul on Pikeville.
As Garvin is a little bit prone to, he got a technical called on him last night. Coach Howard Wallen's going to have to get him settled down a little bit. They stuck him with a big T last night. Here's Scott Bevins. Bevins out there to Blackburn. Out to Simon Ratliff. Ratliff out to Scott Bevins. Now they find Dale Riggs out there. Blackburn now handling the ball. That finds Chad Lyons. Bevins over to Riggs. Riggs looks around. And he almost throws it out. Nice play by number 10, Scott Bevins, to just kick it back off the leg of Garvin. And good play by Scotty Bevins that time, Ira.
Good heads-up play by Scotty.
That'll be number 5, Doug Blackburn, bringing the ball inbounds. Finds Scotty Bevins on the right wing. He's cut off. Here's Blackburn open from 3. Right her down.
4 3-pointers, 5 3-pointers in this game for Johns Creek.
I think down here in the PIT, what was it, 15 or 16 threes in one game. As Stephen Cratchler just fell down, couldn't control it. 26-21 or score. Here's Blackburn. Here's Chad Lyons for a long 3. Right her down. As Johns Creek is red hot. 29-21, and these Johns Creek Bearcats are for real. Make no mistake about it. Over in that 60th district. J.P. Blair. Out to Lockhart. Lockhart. Out to J.P. Blair for a long 3. Shot up good as J.P. Blair comes back with one of his own for the Panthers. we're seeing some long bonds from downtown Charlie Brown here at the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. 20 seconds left to go in that first half of play, 29-24.
You know, I think Johns Creek knows what they've got to do in order to not see a repeat of what happened the last time they faced Pike.
Here's Johns Creek. We've got a whistle and a foul on Kevin Lockhart as Johns Creek connects on two more. 31-24. And Ira, what about this Johns Creek team this year?
Well, I think you summed it up well, Billy. They are for real. And the best three-point shooting team that I have seen play this year.
For high school, man, they're lighting.
No doubt about it.
They're lighting it up. Eugene Lyons is not afraid to turn him loose with that three. If we get a chance to talk with him, we'll speak with him about that. Here's a shot by the Pikeville Panthers, won't go. Murray Garvin in there to Todd Smith, and claimed by Chad Lyons. 1 second, and that's it. We've completed one half of play with a score. The Johns Creek Bearcats 32, the Pikeville Panthers 24. You're watching exciting high school basketball action in the boys 1992 All-A Classic Regional Tournament, coming to you from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Bill Bevins along with Ira Branham for the play-by-play and color commentary. We're going to take a short break right now for these commercial messages, and we'll hope to bring back some first half stats to you. We're back with you at the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium, getting ready for the second half of play. And I believe you got some info from the first half for us.
All righty, Billy. Looking at the overall statistics, you got Johns Creek shooting 45%, Pikeville 37%, rebounding. Pikeville enjoying a slight lead over Johns Creek, 19-15. The big stories in the game are Simon Ratliff with 9 points, 3 3-pointers for Johns Creek, and Murray Garvin with 11 points for Pikeville.
Okay, and we've got steps called. It'll belong to the Panthers as we're just underway in the third quarter of play. 32-24 our score, with Johns Creek out on top right now. As they had, what they have, 4 or 5 3-pointers in that first half, Ira?
5 3-pointers, Billy.
Compared to how many for Pikeville?
1, 2.
Okay, so here's Garvin. 15-foot jump shot good as Murray Garvin just throws it through the net. 32-26.
13 points for Garvin. You know, it's impossible almost to take him one-on-one unless you've got just a commanding size advantage in one way or the other. Just outstanding skill.
Because he can go inside or out on you.
No doubt about it. He's just a tremendous talent.
And it'll be Johns Creek's ball out underneath their own basket, as that'll be Jason Taylor bringing the ball in play for these Bearcats.
He's having a little bit of difficulty getting it in.
Sure did. Almost a 5-second call back there. Chad Lyons now handling. Now Blackburn. He calls the play out to Simon Ratliff. In there to Chris Gannon. He almost loses it. Here's Simon Ratliff for three. Right
4 for 4 from the three-point line. 12 points for Simon Ratliff.
And Pikeville may be in for a long second half.
35-26, 9-point margin in favor of Johns Creek.
Here's Lockhart out there to Garvin. He'll pop it from three if he's halfway open out there. Garvin starts his drive down the paint, puts that 10-foot jumper up good, and as you were saying, he's tough to stop one-on-one, Ira.
Tough shot, Billy. I didn't think it was going to go in, but he got the shooter's roll.
All right, here's Blackburn with it. In there to Simon Ratliff. Simon Ratliff, turnaround spin shot. Didn't have it that time, forced it. Out there to Lockhart. Lockhart right baseline. Looks for somebody to give it to. Now long course pass to Matt Aggins. Here's Tyrone Mullins with that rainbow shot. And man, he brought the house down with that. 35-31. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty looking shot, buddy.
Sure is. There's a lot of finesse in that shot.
If he makes it now, he's not going to draw any iron with it. It's going to go straight through.
But it just looks like it takes everything he's got.
We've got a whistle and a foul. Let's see who will get that on. It'll go against the Panthers. Number 34. J.P. Blair.
That'll be his first foul.
As they try to get the ball in bounds, here's Chad Lyons with it. In there to Chris Gannon. A no-look pass over the lines. Lyons, long three-pointer, wouldn't go for him. And Jason Taylor put it up, and we've got a whistle and foul on Tyrone Mullins of Pikeville.
Foul number 1 on Tyrone Mullins. All right, we've got Jason Taylor throwing the ball in for Johns Creek. Trying to find somebody. Pikeville putting a lot of pressure on the ball. Ratliff has it. Ratliff looking inside to Lyons. He's up. It's good. Pikeville pushing the ball back down the court rather quickly. And it's knocked out of bounds by Chris Gannon. Chris Gannon doing a great job on defense in this game, Billy.
Sure is, Ira. No doubt about that.
A long three-pointer from left side, no good by...
that was Tyrone Mullins.
Was that Tyrone Mullins?
He's the one that's got that high arching shot in there. And here's J.P. Blairwick.
We got a turnover. Who's that going to go against? Number 44?
I believe it is.
Simon Ratliff. We got score 37-31, 5 minutes 35 seconds remaining here in the third period of action with Johns Creek Bearcats leading on the basis of threes. They've hit 6 of them in this game. All right, Pikeville has the ball, working it around the top of the perimeter. Down under. And that was J.P. Blair. He faked the shot. His man came down on him. He went back up just like a player ought to, and he puts it in, Billy.
I believe they got Chad Lyons with the foul that time, Ira.
That'll be the first personal on Chad in this game.
As we went down at halftime, got us a little snack. I'm trying to eat about here. I've got a little bit hungry, Ira. I'm going to turn it over to you just for a minute.
I'll tell you what, we're chowing down on these ham slices and these turkey slices and beef slices and pickles and celery and tomatoes. Everything here, Ira.
All right, we've got Jason Blackburn over with the ball over to Simon Ratliff. Simon Ratliff looking underneath. It's not going anywhere, and you know that's a turnover, Billy. He just held it too long.
Sure did, no doubt.
You know, he should have taken that three-pointer. He's been hitting them all game. Why didn't he just go for it?
He's got what, 5 of them?
He's got 4 of them so far.
I'm telling you what, hey, right here, speaking of 4, my boy Bill Wesley hit 4 up on the Little League game the other day. He wanted me to mention.
Way to go, Bill Wesley. I want him on my team one of these days.
So I got that on there. He asked me to do that for him, and I did that especially for him.
Tyrone Mullins putting it up, no good. It's being bounced around in and out of there as Pikeville retains possession of the ball.
That's J.P. Blair. He needs to get more into the offensive flow of the game, I think, Ira. He needs to get in there. He's a workhorse for this Pikeville Panther team.
Looks like we're going to have another foul on Simon Ratliff. Is it? No. That's on Chad Lyons. That's number 2 on Chad Lyons.
Notice the sign down here, Ira, Dr. Don, the road to Rupp. Of course, the winner will be going to Rupp Arena to play in next week's state All-A Classic down there.
Well, here comes that three-pointer, and it's up, and it's good. Tyrone Mullins, that's 2 3-pointers in this game for him.
What a pretty
Pikeville putting yes, it is, Billy. Pikeville putting a lot of pressure on the ball down full court. Johns Creek works it back up. Long cross-court pass. Chad Lyons up, no good. Pikeville rebounds. Pikeville with 21 rebounds in this game versus 16 rebounds for Johns Creek. Pikeville has possession of the ball. Murray Garvin from the left side. It's up, no good. Simon Ratliff rebounds. Bringing it up court for Johns Creek Bearcats. Johns Creek setting up the ball, taking their time, looking, working the ball around the top of the perimeter. Now trying to move underneath. Three-pointer up and no good by Doug Blackburn.
A lot of passing there by Johns Creek.
Oh, excellent eye by Simon Ratliff. Chris Gannon scoring. Pikeville pushing the ball back up the court. Coach Wallen yelling instructions out to his young team. Pikeville taking their time, wanting to get into an offensive pattern. Underneath to Garvin, but he's covered up. Chad Lyons is probably going to get that foul, Billy. I don't know.
Is that his what, second or third? I believe they get.
No. Did Did you catch who that was on, Billy?
I thought it was on Chad Lyons. I believe it is. He's going out of the game. How many's he got on him, Ira?
Well, that would be number 3 on Chad. But, you know, the interesting thing is when the player has the ball above the shoulders and is going for the shot, the hand is still part of the ball.
Exactly right. But Murray Garvin just to go to the charge strike, and he connects on it. He'll be in there for one more, 39-37.
16 points for Murray Garvin in this game.
Hey, Pikeville's pulled right back in this thing, buddy. And they're down by just one now.
They're hungry, Billy.
They were down by what, 9 or 10?
They were down by as many as 8, I know, at one point in time. And now they're putting a lot of pressure on Johns Creek out there.
Sure are.
And we've almost got a turnover, and, you know, it's going to be Pikeville ball unless he got rid of it as he did.
Right, Blackburn out there handling top of the key now. That's again that long shot.
No good, but ball bouncing back and forth. Simon Ratliff, it's up and it's good.
Hey, tell you what, give Simon Ratliff all the credit in the world. Man, the kid's a workhorse.
Yes, he is, Billy.
He's got some good size on him. I think they list him about 6'3", and he can do it all. There's Pikeville scoring 41 to
Todd Smith scoring for Pikeville that time. First 2 points of the game for Todd Smith.
We've got another dandy on our hands. I told you, buddy, this would be a Jim Dandy down here to call. And Pikeville might have been a foul there, no call. There's Kevin Lockhart with it. He comes out there with it now for the Panthers. Lockhart back out there to Aggins now. Lockhart, top of the key. Over to Aggins. Smith with it. Aggins looking around for somebody to give it to. There's Lockhart. He thought about 3. Now he backs it out there to his brother Keith. They get it inside the paint. Let's see. Here's one foul on Chris Gannon. I don't believe he agreed with the call too much, but anyway, the official stuck him with it. 1:49 left to go. Third quarter play. However, we had to get us about to eat.
Jason Taylor and Scott Bevins coming back in the game for Chris Gannon and Doug Blackburn. Well, Billy, now we don't want you to starve. The main thing is just not to starve. There's that long shot.
He missed it that time. Goes on rebound, put it back up, fight for the rebound. And save, but Lockhart gives it in there to Garvin. Now there's Smith. He makes it up and in. And Ira, how many chances did they have at that time?
At least 3, Billy, and they kept getting the rebound, putting the ball back up. They kept their focus on the ball, and it paid off for them.
They went to that offensive board, and you say there's Simon Ratliff again. No good this time.
That's the first miss for Simon Ratliff from the 3-point range this game.
There's Taylor makes a nice drive, and that left baseline just laid it up and in. As Johns Creek reclaims the lead, 43-42. A rainbow shot, good by Tyrone Mullins.
I'll tell you what, Billy, that's 3 3-pointers for Tyrone Mullins. He now has 15 points in this game.
And 45-43 as Pikeville claims the lead. We're just trading baskets right now.
Tyrone Mullins has really come alive here in this period for the Pikeville Panthers.
The trays are definitely falling here tonight from the TW Auburn. Good pass by Taylor.
Oh!
Put back up, no good. We got a whistle and a foul. I believe it'll go against Keith Lockhart. And what a pass by Jason Taylor.
Just beautiful vision, wasn't it?
One of those no-look passes. Looked one way, throws the ball the other way. He is a ball handler out there. He's a playmaker. He is a dandy player for this Johns Creek Bear team. And make no mistake about it, whichever team loses tonight, I'll tell you what, they're giving it all right now. Everything they've got, they're putting into it. And that'll be Simon Ratliff at the charity strike. He'll be in there for 2. He eyes that basket, puts a shot up. He missed everything with it.
I'll tell you what, for a guy who can shoot it from the 3-point range and hit him with the accuracy he does, it's hard to believe that he can miss it, everything from the charity strike.
You won't see him do anything like that, though. Second one good, and stripped this time.
That's 16 points in this game, or no, excuse me, 15 points for Simon Ratliff.
There's Murray Garvin. He's open from 3, pulls the trigger, no good. And claimed by the Pikeville Panthers in there to Tyrone Mullins. He tried to get over to J.D. Barrett. Tyrone Mullins staying right with it. And what about the play of Tyrone Mullins inside the paint, Ira?
Billy, Tyrone Mullins has been the big story here in the third period of action. He has brought Pikeville not only back into this game, but now has pushed Pikeville into the lead. 45-44, 36 seconds remaining here in the third period of action.
He can get up high, too. Playing like a big center in there. 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter with Pikeville on top, 45-44. First free throw up good from Mullins. He'll be in there for one more. Tyrone Mullins scoring from the charity stripe. We've got Taylor in replacing Scotty Bevins for the Bearcats. And Chad Lyons, we'll see Chad Lyons over there getting ready to check back in. Tyrone Mullins, he takes his time at that charity stripe. Eyes the basket, shot up, good again. 47-44.
Tyrone's got such a good eye for the basket.
He does. Shoots that high arching shot, man. I like that shot.
Full court defensive pressure being applied by Pikeville. You know, I think that's rattled Johns Creek some here in this half.
In this third quarter, it definitely has, because Johns Creek had to lead by what, 7 or 8 at halftime, something like that. There's Blackburn. There's Taylor. He was open for a 3 on the left baseline there.
Thinking about it.
He definitely thought about it. He holds up that hand, calls the play.
He's got to get rid of that ball. Can't hold on to it.
He'll look one way and throw the ball another. You got to watch him. Got eyes in the back of his head. 3 seconds. There's Blackburn. Shot up. 10-foot jump shot. Right her down.
Boy, you know that Blackburn is a cool little player, isn't he?
He sure is. Number 5, Doug Blackburn scores as the third quarter ends with a score of 47-46 in favor of the Pikeville Panthers.
And both coaches want to try to rally their troops now for this last 8 minutes of action, Billy.
It ought to be a dandy.
It sure will.
We'll bring it right back to you for the fourth and final period. This is TV5 Sports and WPRG. As you're watching some of the stands, or some of the fans, some of the stands, I'll get it right here in a minute, some of the fans in the stands. On the Pikeville side, as Pikeville's pulled out to take the lead here, 47-46, and we're getting ready for the fourth and final period of play.
Pikeville really got a run going in that fourth quarter, pulling out to a 47-46 lead over Johns Creek. This is it, the fourth and final period of action to determine who's going to go to the finals tomorrow night and play the tough Elkhorn City Cougars. And Simon Ratliff says it's going to be us.
Hey, I told you the kid could shoot, man.
5 3-pointers in this game for Simon Ratliff.
If he gets them feet set, watch out. Here's Matt Atkins. J.P. Blair open from 3. Right her down. As J.P. Blair says, man, if
Billy, I have never seen 3-point shooting like this in my entire lifetime on the high school level.
J.P. Blair said, man, if you can do it, I can do it. I love it. I'd like to see him put them up all night long. Here's Taylor with it. We're watching Simon Ratliff. There's Chad Lyons inside the paint.
Good move. Good penetrating move. Forceful move by Chad Lyons.
Puts Johns Creek out on top, 51-50. 7 minutes left to go in the fourth and final period of play. Here's Pikeville with it. Tyrone Mullins outside top. J.P. Blair, he's open again.
I believe that was partially deflected.
Sure was by number 22. Dale Riggs got up there and partially blocked that, I believe, Ira. And Chad Lyons inside the paint. Good.
That's the coach's boy.
And Coach Howard Wallen wants to talk about it. We've got timeout on the court with a score. Johns Creek Bearcats 53, Pikeville 50. This is TV5 Sports and WPRG. Okay, we're back with you at the T.W. Auburn Memorial Gymnasium. The winner to go on to take on Elkhorn City in tomorrow night's championship game. We'd like to remind our listeners out there in the Telcom Channel 5 listening area that you can watch that game getting started approximately 10 o'clock tomorrow following the Betsy Lane homecoming game down there.
And billed to be the Betsy Lane Bobcats taking on the Mullins High School Tigers in the 92 Bobcats homecoming game. And that's live on Channel 5. And I think it's going to be Donnie Daniels and Adam Gerhardt for the play-by-play on that game at Betsy Lane. And then I think it's you, Bill, and PD going to be here for this championship game tomorrow. Whichever team wins here playing Elkhorn City. Tomorrow night, that'll be on Telcom Channel 5 at about 10 o'clock Saturday.
Okay, here's Matt Atkins with backcourt. Gets it down that right wing. He's cut off in there, but Chad Lyons into the big man, money man. Mari Garvin lays it up and in. Here's Jason Taylor. He's on the run.
19 points for Garvin, leading scorer for Pikeville in this game.
And almost stripped away. Here's Pikeville. Here's Mari Garvin. Gets the ball, puts it up, no good, and put it back up. We've got a whistle and a foul. I believe it'll go against Johns Creek, as Pikeville definitely won the run with it right now.
Looks like it's going to go against Jason Taylor, his third personal.
Hey, Ira, you and I were talking the threes that have been made in this game. How many have been made in this game?
14 3-pointers in this game, Billy. 6 by Pikeville and 8 by Johns Creek.
So they are definitely lightening up down here tonight at the TW Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. And Tyrone Mullins, he can't connect on the first one. He'll be in there for one more. 6:15 left to go in the fourth and final period with a score of 53 to 52 in favor of the Bearcats right now. That's Murray Garvin trying to tie it up here.
This lead just going back and forth at this point. And we got a tied ball game.
This one's going right down to the wire. Here's Jason Taylor, Blackman, Chad Lyons, over to Riggs, back out.
They got to watch those dangerous cross-court passes like that, Billy, especially when they're going through traffic.
Riggs with it for the Bearcats. He's looking inside. Can't find anybody. Back out there to the Lions. Lions top of the key. Gives over to Randall. Now they try to get inside. Almost stripped away by Murray Garvin. He's playing good defense right now inside the paint in there. Here's Chad Lyons. We got a whistle and a foul on Matt Atkins, I believe. Yep, on number 33, Matt Atkins. How many is that on him, Ira? 2. We've got Kevin Lockhart replacing Brother Keith in there right now for the Pikeville Panthers, as it'll be the Johns Creek Bearcats ball out underneath their own basket. Jason Taylor looks in for somebody to give it to. Now finds the three-point shooter out there, Simon Ratliff. Now back out to Doug Blackburn. Out to Taylor. Taylor top the key, back to Blackburn. Blackburn looking inside, can't find anybody. Gives out there to Diggs, and stolen by Pikeville, as that's Kevin Lockhart.
Big turnover.
Lockhart had a decisive defensive play in that game last night, Ira.
You know, that's a first.
And they've got Walton on Pikeville. Coach Herb Walton up, didn't like that one.
You know, that was the first 2 points in this game by Kevin Lockhart.
He's done a lot of the ball handling. He doesn't a whole lot of shooting in there. And Coach Herb Walton up sure didn't like that call. He wanted a foul on Johns Creek. 5:13 left to go in this game, and it's Pikeville over Johns Creek right now, 55 to 53. Here's Taylor, gets the ball in there to Blackburn. Now he'll step it across the timeline for the Bearcats over to number 32. That's Chris Gannon. Looking for somebody to give it to. Now Chad Lyons drives inside the paint. There's Simon Ratliff again. He starts from 10. In and out, won't go, but Chad Lyons is right there. Good follow-up by Chad Lyons.
You know, I don't think Simon Ratliff can hit it unless he's at the three-point range.
Says, give me the NBA shot, huh? There's Simon Ratliff. He taps it over to Blackman for 3. Light her down. There's
58-55, favor of Johns Creek. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Johns Creek doesn't want a repeat of what happened last time these teams faced off against each other.
Here's Matt Atkins out there to Lockhart. Lockhart back to Atkins. Back over to Garvin. He'll pop it from 3. No good, but rebounded by Kevin Lockhart. And it goes back over to Pikeville. 4:14 left to go on the score clock. 58 to 55 in favor of Johns Creek right now. And they are lighting it up from three-point line. From three-point land, I should say, tonight. What a game, what a game. Tournament atmosphere, no doubt about that. Here's a pass in there. They try to get inside, and there's Pikeville just tried to force it, I believe, a little bit too much inside, Ivor.
Yes, I think you're right, Billy, and perhaps they're feeling a little bit of the pressure now as they trail 3 points. Time ticking away on the clock. Johns Creek putting a lot of defensive pressure on the ball.
We sure are.
Generating the anxiety in the Pikeville squad.
I'm going to tell you both of them be putting a lot of defensive pressure on right now. And here's Pikeville. J.P. Blair puts the shot up. Gets foul by Chris Gannon.
Billy?
Now J.P. Blair.
We could have a tie game now.
J.P. Blair getting into the flow of it right now, Ira. He's feeling it right now. Last night he never scored till way up in the second half.
10 points in this game for J.P. Blair so far.
Trying to tie this game up. No good. And rebounded by Smith. There's Tyrone Mullins with it.
That's the kind of error that Johns Creek can't commit. They've got to get in there and get those offensive or defensive rebounds like that.
There's Kevin Lockhart in there yelling out instructions to his teammates. And finds J.P. Blair on the right baseline. J.P. Blair out to Todd Smith. And they got him for walking.
And Pikeville certainly doesn't want to commit a turnover like that, Billy, with the clock ticking away.
58-57.
Pikeville trailing by 1.
Some of these fans expressing their opinions about it. Number 32, Chris Gannon, now handling the ball. Out there to Chad Line, that's Simon Ratliff. Out to Gannon. Right baseline cut off, now back to Blackburn. And there to Sean Thacker now into the Johns Creek Bearcat lineup. Here's Ratliff. He's dangerous out there if he's open, but right now they're getting all over him. Here's Gannon. Out to Blackburn. Drives inside the paint. Chris Gannon for 3. A little bit short. Rebounded by Sean Thacker, and he knocks it off the knee of Murray Garvin. Good play that time by Sean Thacker.
Real smart heads-up ball. Helping Johns Creek to retain a needed possession.
Okay, and we've got timeout on the court for the score 58-57 in favor of Johns Creek. We're going to pause for these commercial messages. This is TV5 Sports and WPRG. .258 left to go in the game with the Johns Creek Bearcats out on top 58-57. And Ira, I told you we'd have a Jim Dandy game down here, buddy, and we've got it. No doubt about that. With a score of 58-57, and for the last 7 or 8 minutes, both teams just traded baskets.
Yeah, we got Johns Creek leading by 1. This is a crucial possession, just as every possession becomes crucial with the time that we see remaining on the clock.
And that'll be Jason Taylor bringing the ball inbounds for his Johns Creek Bearcats. He looks now, finds Doug Blackburn on the right wing. Simon Ratliff. There's Taylor for 3. Right her down. It's Jason Taylor.
That's exactly what the Johns Creek need to do. And, you know, that's 3 three-pointers for Doug Blackburn in this game.
They've got 3 or 4 kids in there that can just flat shoot the lights out of it. Here's Todd Smith back out there to Lockhart. Lockhart looking over, finds Todd Smith inside the paint, puts that little 6-foot jumper up good to Todd Smith. 61-59 the score. Bearcats leading. 2:25 left to go on the scoreboard. Doug Blackburn calls the play. He's outside top of the key. Gives over to Chris Gannon. Chris Gannon looks inside, now finds Thacker. Thacker looking for somebody to get him into. And let's see, we've got Stints called on Thacker. We'll go back over to the Pikeville Panthers.
You know, Billy, that's only about the 8th turnover committed by Johns Creek in this game. And you know what? Pikeville's just committed 8 turnovers. Both of these teams played excellent control offense.
You better believe it. Especially a pressure game like this and as close as it's been. Here's Kevin Lockhart. Lockhart over to the money man as Miller Kent called him last night. And over to Miller, and it's blocked by Chris Gannon. Man, what a block by Chris Gannon.
What a block. And was it that Garvin who was taking that shot?
I believe it was Smith.
Was it Smith?
That'll be Kevin Lockhart. He'll bring the ball in bounds over to Tyrone Mullins. Tyrone Mullins left baseline. He's cut off by Doug Blackburn for the Bearcats. Makes his drive inside the paint, puts that little shot up, a little bit short, wouldn't go. Rebounded by Chad Lyons. And here's Piper with it, and Tyrone Mullins gets it. Over to Gannon. We're all tied up, 61 apiece. Less than 2 minutes left to go in the game. Here's Simon Ratliff with it. After Blackburn.
Blackburn calling a play.
Said that play yet. Let's see what he does with it. Tyrone Mullins guarding him out.
Boy, Billy, this place is just a rattling and shaking. This crowd really getting into this game.
You better believe it. I hope they don't shake the table off up here. We'll be down the stands here. We've got a whistle and a foul. That will go against Pikeville, and that will give it back out of bounds to the Johns Creek Bearcats. That's number 12, Jason A. Taylor, bringing the ball in.
Folks, we're all tied up 61-61 with only 1 minute 23 seconds remaining here. The fourth period of action. Is this an exciting game, Billy?
Tournament atmosphere like the 15th regional we called over there last year. And the place is packed. Coming to you from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium. Of course, the winner to go on to play up on one night. There's Taylor. What a pass by Taylor. To that by Chad Lyons. Oh! Time for the rebound. Let's see. We've got a whistle and a foul. I believe they'll get Garvin with it. As Chad Lyons shaking his head. Boy, he wanted that one to fall for him, but it just wouldn't go. Make no mistake about it. Both teams are giving it their all right now, 110%. Shame we have to have a loser in a game like this, but one's got to go on and one's got to stay home. Of course, the winner will go on. Only the winner advances in this All-Way Classic tournament. Lyons shot up good. He'll be in there for one more. 62-61 in favor of the Bearcats right now. The guest on the scoreboard. He'll be in there for one more. He eyes that basket, puts a shot up. No good this time. Fight for the rebound. And here's Pikeville with it. That's Todd Smith. Out to Garvin. Garvin puts it up good. Pikeville regains control.
Pikeville now with a 1-point lead. 50 seconds remaining in the game.
63-62 and almost stripped away by Lockhart. And Lockhart did that very same thing last night. Irie come up with a fine defensive play with about 10 seconds left to go last night.
Real smart heads-up ball.
And we've got, let's see. What have we got? We got timeout on the court. Okay, we've got timeout on the court. Let's just keep it here, Don. The winner will advance on to play the Elkhorn City Cougars, coached by Randy McCoy tomorrow night. And if it's Pikeville that comes out of here with a win, we'll have a replay of the championship game of the PIT that we did down here earlier, Ira.
Pikeville having a 1-point lead over Johns Creek, trying to hold off the Bearcats here in the semifinals of the 15th Regional All-A Tournament.
49 seconds is all that's left in this game. There's some of the fans. Everybody getting into it. And Dr. Don getting them on camera. These guys are going wild over there. Man, what a tournament atmosphere. 49 seconds, 63-62.
Billy, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when it comes district and regional tournament time.
Lord, I don't even want to think about it. I'm too engrossed in this right now. 49 seconds, 62-63. Pikeville's leading right now.
Anything can happen at this point. 49 seconds remaining with the Johns Creek trailing Pikeville by 1 point. Can Pikeville hold on? Can Johns Creek put it through for the big three like they've been doing throughout the game?
They sure have, and we've had about 16 or 17 of those threes made tonight. And here Johns Creek almost lost by Doug Blackman. Now he throws it out.
It's a turnover. The ball's going to go back over to Pikeville. 35 seconds remaining. Pikeville got the 1 point margin, but Billy, 35 seconds remaining. Anything can happen at this point in time.
Better believe it.
Take nothing for granted. A 1 point spread in favor of Pikeville, and these Pikeville fans applauding the effort of their Pikeville Panthers squad.
And here's
Dr. Don filming them with the chop.
Yeah.
We got the chop in Pikeville.
Hey, man, you think this is for the championship of the entire state, man. I swear you would. Whew. Everybody getting into the Tommy Hawk chop. Dr. Don holds the TV up and let them see what they look like on camera over here. Lord mercy. What a game, what a game, what a game. 35
These
seconds.
fans trying to rally their troops just as the coaches are over there trying to do.
63-62.
The Pikeville Panthers now on the attack. Johns Creek on the defensive.
You can tell that these teams want to go to Rubber Arena real bad, can't you?
Don, I can't even hear you.
I know I'm on here.
No, I mean, the crowd is so loud.
They really want to go to Rupp.
This place is just like a pressure cooker.
Such enthusiasm.
No, I haven't.
They want to go to Rep Arena, no doubt about that, next week. Of course, the winner to advance on. There's Lockhart. Lockhart, he needs to get it inbound.
He couldn't get the ball in. Couldn't free up anybody.
Smart play by Lockhart. That's experience. He couldn't get the ball inbounds. He knew that time was about to run on him.
Instead of committing the turnover.
All right, let's take a real quick break for these commercial messages, Don. We'll bring it right back to them.
They definitely want to go to referee now, Ira.
I think that is the understatement of the year, Billy.
All right. We're back for the final 35.
All right, Don, back to action.
We're back to action. Here's,
and we almost had a turnover. And we
over to Toscano.
The points are good, and we got a foul. And I can't even hear myself think, Billy.
We've got a whistle and foul as Smith just laid it up and in that time.
I don't think there's a single fan on the Pikeville side who's sitting in their seat right now. Everybody is on their feet.
That'll be Smith. Smith. Puts a shot up, won't go. That's Chris Gannon. Gannon.
Billy, 27 seconds remaining. Oh, a three-point spread favor Pikeville, and the way that Johns Creek's hitting those three-pointers, let's take a look for that three because we know it's coming.
I'd try to get Simon Ratliff open.
He's the go-to man for the three, no doubt about it.
10 seconds. 62 to 65. They need three. They need three. There's Simon Ratliff. He's looking at the clock.
Only 6 seconds remaining, Billy. They've got to do something. 4, 3,
Taylor,
2, 1. The game is over. The Pikeville Panthers have held on in a close one. 65-62 over the Johns Creek Bearcats. And what a dandy it has been, Billy.
Sure has.
These fans want to go to Rupp, like you say.
And Johns Creek, I thought Johns Creek just waited just a little bit too long to get the three-pointer up, Ira.
No, I agree with you entirely, Billy. Simon Ratliff seemed like he was a bit hesitant. He didn't look for the shot. He didn't move. He more was looking for a pass. He was frozen. He was paralyzed. The Johns Creek team, I think that they, this crowd, I think this crowd had a lot to do with what we saw happen out there on the court. These fans, I think everybody in Pikeville was here tonight for this game.
You're exactly right. And but take nothing away from these Bearcats. Watch out for them come district tournament time, man.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. You know what? Johns Creek was ranked number 4, Pikeville number 5 in the Lexington Herald this week. And you know what that means is that it's just an even up between these teams. Anyone could win on a given night. You go back over to Johns Creek tomorrow night, and very likely you'd see Johns Creek walk away with the victory. Put them in a neutral gym, nobody can tell what would happen.
That's exactly right. And getting back to a little bit of strategy there for the last of the game, I thought that Johns Creek should have probably taken this shot with about 5 seconds left to go on the clock. That way, if they missed it, that would have given them a chance to rebound and go up for one more. They waited just a little bit too long. But anyway, we've had a Jim Dandy game to call down here to you. It's, again, the final score. It was the Pikeville Panthers defeating the Johns Creek Bearcats by a final score of 65-62.
Boy, this has been some great fun action that we've seen and that the viewers have seen here on WPRG. I mean, that first game, wasn't that such a dandy? I mean,
sure was.
Watching McDowell, I mean, Coach Johnny Ray Turner has really got a well-skilled team out there, and as the season goes on, those skills will just become that much more honed.
You better believe it.
And then Elkhorn City Cougars, I always love watching them play. And then coming back here and watching Pikeville and Johns Creek in this second game tonight was another dandy. I mean, it went right down to the wire.
And so we've got in tomorrow night's championship game, Coach Randy McCoy's Elkhorn City Cougars, who defeated McDowell tonight by a final score of 68-62, will take on these powerful Pikeville Panthers, who came out of here with a win tonight over the Johns Creek Bearcats by a score of 65-62.
In a repeat of the finals of the Pikeville Invitational.
Exactly. And we'll be here to call it for you, and we're looking forward to it. Okay, Dr. Don, let's take a break right now as you watch the crowd down on the court, and this place is jam-packed. We're going to take a break for these fine commercial messages, and we'll bring it back for the final wrap-up and the post-game show. Bill Bevins back with Ivor Branham, where Ivor, we have just witnessed probably one of the finest high school games that I've ever watched, and I can honestly say that.
I'll tell you what, Billy, I didn't get to add up just how many pointers were hitting in this game overall, but there we ended up early. There had to be something like 17 three-pointers hitting this game tonight. That's unbelievable for a high school game. I mean, it's just bomb, 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 bomb. You know, hitting it from the perimeter. There wasn't any inside game out here tonight.
One right after another.
It was like downtown Charlie Brown, like the type of game that you always want. When we're doing the football games, you said you want to see the long bomb. Well, you got to see it tonight. And, you know, we got to see a lot of excellent shooting out there. Johns Creek shot 50% tonight, and Pikeville shot 55%. In that first half, as you'll recall, Pikeville only shot 37%, and Johns Creek shot 45%. So the game didn't slow down at all come the second half. The quality of the play, if anything, just increased in the pace of the game, the anxiety. I mean, it was tournament fever atmosphere.
Exactly, of course, and they're playing for all the marbles. They're wanting to go down and play in Rep Arena in that state Class A tournament next week. As our old buddy Kent said last night, anytime you can shoot 50%, you ain't doing bad.
No doubt about it, Billy. And there was such balanced scoring out here tonight, too. Just listen to this. For Johns Creek, for example, you had three players who were in double figures. You had Doug Blackburn, 14 points, 3 3-pointers. Simon Ratliff, just an unbelievable three-point shooter, had 18 points tonight and 5 3-pointers. You got to come and watch this kid. If you can't watch him on WPRG, folks. He is a tremendous three-point shooter. And then Coach Lyon's son, Chad, played just another tremendous game. A real workhorse inside, had 15 points. And then also getting into the scoring for Johns Creek tonight, Billy, was Jason Taylor, Chris Gannon, and Sean Thacker. You know, Taylor and Gannon are really two other tremendous ball players.
Exactly, and of course, on the other side of the coin, you've got the Pikeville Panthers and Murray Garvin, and J.P. Blair come out of it tonight. He hit some threes out there. He every time that seemed like Simon Ratliff come down that last half, here's Mr. Blair back up for a three.
I know, they were just matching each other end and end. You know, you had Tyrone Mullins, who really came alive in that second half. You know, he only had 6 points in the first half, came back, scored 14 points in the second half, 3 of those 3-pointers, Billy, and he was just dead on the mark tonight. Then Murray Garvin just played his usually great game. 21 points.
He's tough to stop in there. J.P.
Blair, 10 points. You know, they're cutting out the lights. They know that when my mouth gets to going, it won't shut down, Billy, so they're trying to cut me off. Start writing in, people, before they cut it off. Okay, with J.P. Blair had 10 points. Todd Smith, 8 points. Kevin Lockhart, 2 points. Matt Atkins, 4 points. We don't want to let everybody forget that. It's Betsy Lane homecoming tomorrow night. They play Mullins. That game will be on at 8 o'clock. The championship game here will be on immediately after that game. And I'll tell you what, Billy, if the championship game proves anything like what we saw these two teams play like before and what we've seen in this tournament, then we're going to have some tremendous action.
Exactly right. And, of course, tomorrow night it's the Pikeville Panthers taking on the Elkhorn City Cougars. It's a repeat of the championship game of the PIT, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Well, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here on courtside. I'm going to keep the wireless mic, and I think I'm going to run over behind the benches and see what the coaches are telling the players during the game.
And then you can tell us back
then I'll hustle back
okay.
and tell you guys so that you people out there will know what's going on as it transpires.
Okay, sounds great. All right, again, it was Pikeville Panthers over the Johns Creek Bearcats by a final score of 65-62. Dr. Don, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. For Ivor Branham, I'm Bill Bevins saying good night, everybody, from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium.
Good night.